Hello YouTubers, my name is Frederick Lopez, you're in a new Binge Reviews, and I just got done watching Penny Dreadful Season 1. And before I go on the synopsis and my thoughts of it, here is the cast. Penny Dreadful stars Eva Green as Vanessa Ives, Josh Hartnett as Ethan Chandler, Timothy Dalton as Sir Malcolm Murray, Reeve Carney as Dorian Gray, Billy Piper as Brana Croft, Harry Treadaway as Victor Frankenstein, Rory Kinnear as Frankenstein. So that's the cast, and what is it about? Well, you have some original characters made for the show, but mostly it's filled with literary characters such as Mina Harker, Dracula, Dr. Frankenstein, the Creature, aka Frankenstein. You have some stuff with the Wolfman later, Dorian Gray, just different types of literature worked in with these original characters. And it's a very dark and gothic show. If I had to describe the genre, it would probably be supernatural horror. It's a really well-made show. Pretty much it starts off with Malcolm Murray, played by Timothy Dalton, and Timothy Dalton's looking for his daughter who's gone missing. He gets the help of Vanessa Ives, who is basically kind of like a psychic slash witch. And she finds Josh Hartnett's character, and he's basically a gunslinger at road shows and stuff that are like the West, and he's basically ran off from America and is hiding in London. And she needs his expertise and aid in what they're dealing with. And you find out that Mina Harker, of course, like the story Dracula, gets turned to a vampire, and they must fight the creature and bring Mina back to safety, like in Dracula. So you get a lot of cool elements there from different literary works, along with some original stuff. It's cool seeing Dorian Gray. He has the same origin about being immortal, practically, and having his portrait away from everybody's public view. Frankenstein is really great. They combine some of the characters... They combine some of the character stories, so like Victor Frankenstein knows Van Helsing in this, and about vampires, but you also get to see him dealing with the sins of the past of the creature coming to existence, Frankenstein's monster, so to speak. And the actor who plays him does a great job. You can rarely tell it's Tanner from the Daniel Craig Bond films, from Quantum of Solace and Skyfall and Spectre. He does a really fantastic job as a creature, as Caliban. He ends up having a name, and his backstory is pretty sad and very moving. But as far as like the effects and everything, everything's top-notch quality. It's a very well narrative, and it's very dark. I must warn you, it's not for the faint of heart, but at the beginning of this kind of has a slow pace, but it's a good type of slow pace. It's kind of reminded me of Boardwalk Empire. Season 1 had a really kind of slow pace and then started picking up towards the end, and then Season 2 is where the ball really got rolling for the season. So I held out, even though it was a bit slow at the beginning, and I'm glad I did. It became a really intriguing and exciting type of show at the end of it, especially with all the stuff they go over, building up to a giant climax, and also stepping stone to what's going to be explored in the second season. Eva Green steals the show as Vanessa Ives. She is fantastic. She's fantastic as always in other roles, but she's very dark here. And she goes through some pretty crazy, trippy shit, I must say. Demonic possession. Episode 7 is crazy. There's this episode where she gets possessed by the devil, and that's some straight-up Exorcist stuff. Very well made episode. It's a highlight of the season, I feel. The finale's cool with the fight. Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett does a really good job in this. And besides the literary characters, he spent a lot of time with Frankenstein and his monster, but the main characters are Timothy Dalton, Josh Hartnett, and Eva Green. They're kind of the central core characters, along with everybody else around them and how they interconnect to other people's stories in London. So it was very good. If I had to give Penny Dreadful a score, I would probably give the Season 1 a score of a B, 7 out of 10, and 3.8 out of 5. It was good. I really liked it. My only two cons is that it was a little bit slow at the beginning, which is not a bad thing. It just really was kind of hard to get through some of them. And then my major complaint, which is very minor nitpicking, David Warner shows up as Van Helsing. He's a pretty good actor. I like Van Helsing, the character, but he's just kind of wasted, and I felt like they could have had a lot of fun with that. That's another con I have, even though it's minor and doesn't really hurt the show. I just wish they had a little bit more fun with the literary characters they have. But by all means, I do kind of like how grounded it is. It's a very realistic show in London, and it's not like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen where it's supernatural and fun, almost to the point where superheroes. These are monsters and literary characters, but they're all human beings, and not all of them are great and good people. They're not good people. Each of them has a dark side to them, and that's one good thing about Penny Dreadful is that the themes of the show. There's a lot of themes of duality with all the characters, and then darkness being hidden from within a person, and I really like them exploring themes that way. It's a very different show, and it's kind of cool seeing original material combined with literary material and making its own unique universe, and Penny Dreadful does that well. Before I go, isn't it crazy that there's people involved with 007 in this? Caliban, guy who played Tanner in Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre. Eva Green was in Casino Royale's Vesper Lynn, and then Timothy Dalton was James Bond in Living Daylights and License to Kill. So that's just crazy that there's people from James Bond and Penny Dreadful. It's kind of cool. It's almost like they went off from 007 and went to the parallel universe of Penny Dreadful. And another cool thing is the Penny Dreadful, I looked at the name. By all means, Penny Dreadful is not a dreadful show, but I must warn you, it's not for the faint of heart. So if you want to go in for something dark, supernatural, with great writing and horror elements, definitely check out Penny Dreadful. The slow parts are going to be well worth it when you get to the end of the season, and then from season 2. And I will review season 2 after I finish it. But the reason why it's called Penny Dreadful is because that was a term used to little novels, them selling penny dreadfuls. So that's why it's Penny Dreadful. It's referencing the novels at that time period. Yeah, that's kind of cool, the stories. But yeah, by all means, if you're into that stuff, check it out. That's my score. 3.8 out of 5, a 7 out of 10, and a B is my score for season 1 of Penny Dreadful. It is by no means a dreadful show, a little slow, but if you're into that stuff, like I said, it'll be well worth it. So yeah, if you're into that, it'd be worth it. Till next time, I will review Penny Dreadful season 2 after I get it done.